Hey everybody, it's Amanda. Today I'm going to show you how to freeze your avocados 3 different ways. Okay you guys, so the other day I had a really great produce grocery haul. I got lots of things on sale, and one of the things that I got was avocados, and I mentioned that I didn't think I was going to be able to use them all before they went bad, so I planned to freeze them. And a lot of people asked me, you know, how do you freeze avocados? And so I'm going to show you 3 different ways today that you are going to be able to do that. The first way, we are just going to freeze them, you know, in half, like a whole avocado but in halves. And the second way, we're going to freeze them in little balls, and that's kind of for convenience of use, I think. And the third way is to freeze them flat if you have a storage issue in your freezer. So all 3 work just fine. You can use it, but let me just show you what we're gonna do. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is cut our avocado. So we're just gonna put the knife in it and spin it around just to get it in a nice clean circle, and then it's split in half. And then you can put the knife into the seed to pull it out, but usually the seed would come out with it. Mine fell off, so I had to do it by my hands. And that happens sometimes, but you know, it's okay. So we have our 2 halves, and I'm just gonna take a spoon and go ahead and scoop out the flesh. Now you can just pick any corner, stick it in there, kind of scoop around the skin on the outside, and it usually comes out in a nice clean little scoop, just like that. And so I'm gonna do the other side as well. And it's the exact same process, scooped out. And there we have our 2 halves. And I'm just gonna take a plain old Ziploc bag, nothing fancy or complicated, just a freezer bag. And I'm gonna go ahead and scoop this flesh into the Ziploc bag. Just scoop it right on in there. And I like to fold mine over just to kind of get some of the air out before I seal it. And there you go. 1 avocado ready to put in the freezer. So I have some other avocados that I went ahead and peeled and de-seeded and put it in a bowl, and we're gonna add some lime juice because we're gonna mash this. And you could also use lemon juice if you'd like, but we're gonna go ahead and mash this, and sometimes when you mash it, it browns a little bit easier, and that's why we use the lemon or the lime juice. So I'm gonna put a teaspoon in for about 2 or 3 avocados, just depends on the size. And I'm gonna go ahead and mash it up. I'm using my Pampered Chef Mix and Chop. You could use your food processor, whatever works for you, but you just wanna mash it up. I like mine a little more chunky, and that's why I do it by hand. So we're just gonna mix that up, and I'm gonna make sure we don't waste any of it. I'm gonna scrape that right off. And I'm gonna take a muffin tin, and I'm putting paper liners in it, and I'm gonna take a scoop of that mashed avocado and put it right into that paper liner. And what we're gonna do is, once we fill these paper liners, we're gonna put this whole muffin tin in the freezer. And once all of those mashed avocado balls are frozen, we're gonna take those paper liners and just put them into a big quart-size Ziploc bag or a gallon-size Ziploc bag, and that way we have a bunch of them. And the third way we're gonna freeze is a little messy, but we're just gonna take a Ziploc bag and toss all of the rest of that mashed avocado into the bag. It's about 2 avocados worth, and we're gonna seal it about 2/3 of the way and press it out. That's just gonna get all the air out and try to get it so it's nice and flat. And once you have it the way you want it, you can go ahead and seal it the rest of the way. And then we're just going to go ahead and press it out, you know, to have it exactly how we want it. And that's it. Those are your 3 ways to freeze your avocado. Freeze it flat, you can freeze it whole, or my favorite way, you can freeze it in little balls that are really easy to use. Okay, so it was a little bit messy, but you did see the 3 different ways. I have the halves of avocado, and let me just say, I did this in a Ziploc because I don't have a lot of avocado, so this isn't going to have to last me for a while. I'm gonna use this here in the next probably month or so. But if I was gonna make it last longer, I would actually break out my food saver and use my food saver to try to make it last longer, like get all of the air out, and definitely try to be more careful about it. But in a Ziploc bag, if you're gonna use it within a month, perfectly fine. If you were gonna put it in a food saver, I'd probably say 6 months. I've heard people say it lasts longer than that. I just have never had it that long. So anyway, the second way I showed you was to put it in your little tin and freeze it in a ball. Now, I personally like this way because it's almost like a big avocado ice cube and it's already mashed. So when it comes time to use it, we like to use it, you know, obviously like guacamole or smoothies or things like that. You could just toss the ball in. I just keep it in the little paper wrappings just for convenience, so it doesn't make a mess in this, and it's just easy to transfer it out and put it in your Ziploc bag. So once it freezes like this, put it in a Ziploc bag, and you can just take a ball out, and each ball is essentially equivalent to a whole avocado. So that works well for me. But like I said, if you have a storage issue, you know, avocados are kind of awkwardly shaped, and the balls are kind of awkwardly shaped. If you don't have a lot of room, freezing them flat, I mean, I could stack like 30 of these and it would be super easy to keep in my freezer. So either way works, whatever works best for you, but those are 3 different ways you can freeze them and have them in your freezer ready to go if you find a great deal on them. So anyway, that's that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope it's helpful to you. I'm gonna show you a couple other things to freeze here soon. And that way you can make sure all your produce lasts as long as possible and you're not wasting a dime. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.